Okay. We're gonna put on shorter rounds for this one because... it's about time, everyone. Now I can just use biotics, as we won't do. And I'll then automatically destroy the Thorians, because they're just reskinned husk, really. But anyway, we got 4 of the colonists down. Alright. We love to level up there. Okay. Alright, 16 colonists are still alive. Let's do that. A great kit. Alright, luckily, every time we successfully do this, we get some grenades back. Alright then. So that part is genuinely pretty difficult to keep track of if you have... Alright. Master Singularity, 8-second duration, 40-second recharge time, 8.5 meter radius. I think at this point, I'm just gonna stockpile my points because I've gotten everything that I wanted to leveled up. Alright. But yeah, all the colonists have been taken care of now. All of them.
Tried to fight it, but it gets in your head. You can't imagine the pain. I'm supposed to
fight, Dan.
These people trusted me.
Every time I get to this point, it doesn't change the fact that I still think you're a not that trustworthy dude.
I won't.
But I will admit this right here and now. That was 100% me letting you die because I could have easily saved you, but chose not to. Alright then. Zero renegade means no one was killed, which is the important part here. Shoot.
Okay, by the numbers. We just need to find... What is that?
I don't have a problem with what's going on.
Nothing's ever simple, is it?
I am saying about Deborah. I am saying. So that's really, oh god, that's really a weird question to ask me. That's a really uncomfortable question to ask me. I don't want to do that. I shamelessly. Like, that's never a question that has a real answer.
Invaders, your every step is a transgression. 1,000 feelers appraise you as meat, good only to dig.
So yeah, this is actually why I wanted to bring Liara along today. I just thought it would be fun for her to experience what would happen if she had bring Liara along to deal with antagonistic Asari on the main stories is a really easy decision to make for me.
You gave something to Saren. Something I need.
Saren sought knowledge of those who are gone. The old growth listened to flesh for the first time in the long cycle. Trades were made. Then cold ones began killing the flesh that would tend the next cycle. Flesh fairly given. The old growth sees the air you push as lies. It will listen no more.
I won't let you keep your thralls. Release them, now!
No more will the Thorian listen to those that scurry. Your lives are short, but have gone on too long. Your blood will feed the ground and the new growth.
So the boss battle of the Thorian consists of basically going around destroying the nodes, giving it life and energy. We're straight up going to have to kill it. Oh, and the Asari, the Asari that comes up every now and then is continuously going to be summoned in our presence to deal with us.
Get down!
Oh god, I was not paying attention to my health. I was not paying attention to my health. Offense, I think it's really good. I don't think it's bad. This time I won't be stupid and forget the fact that I can equip everyone with toxic resistance, health regenerating mods. Singularity Mastery. Aquarian. There's such thing as like not much to do here, frankly, to say. It's basically just a zombie shootout right now. Like, fighting those husks on Eden Prime, but worse. You can technically see your progress. But you can also see that the Thorian nodes have a defense score that goes down the more Thorian creepers you kill. Come on. You know what? Let's... Why do you never use barrier? Alright, we beat it just in time.
I'm free. I suppose I should thank you for releasing me.
Is everything all right? Are you hurt?
I mean, I'm gonna be reasonable here because every other Thorian thrall acted against their will, so there's no reason for me to assume this person is genuinely working for the Thorian.
I served Matriarch Benezia. When she allied herself with Saren, so did I. Benezia foresaw the influence.
See, yeah, this is great. Shiala is basically what would have happened to Liara if she willingly joined Matriarch Benezia and was actually working for Saren. And I believe that those thoughts are going through Liara's mind right now, which is the role-playing reason I decided to bring Liara along. That and my Shepard also had no idea and thought that simply bringing in a scientist would help people in this colony. And my Shepard also was under the impression that Liara wanted to get back in the action right away and join the hunt for Saren, specifically because of the Geth nearly killing her.
Are you saying Saren can control minds?
Benezia underestimated Saren, as I did. We came to believe in his cause and his goals. The strength of his influence is troubling.
Benezia sought to turn the river and was swept away.
Okay. So let's alright. Basically, what we're learning here now is that Benezia never willingly joined Saren either, but was specifically brainwashed into joining him. And that's what we're getting, which is definitely quite a swerve.
Asari matriarchs are among the most intelligent and powerful beings in the galaxy. How could one fall under Saren's control?
Saren has a vessel, an enormous warship unlike anything I've ever seen. He calls it Sovereign. It can dominate the minds of his followers. They become indoctrinated to Saren's will. The process is subtle. It can take days, weeks, but in the end, it is absolute. I was a willing slave when Saren brought me to this world. He needed my biotics to communicate with the Thorian, to learn its secrets. Saren offered me in trade. I was sacrificed to secure an alliance between Saren and the Thorian.
Saren's pretty quick to betray his own people.
Well, I mean, he shot his best friend Nihilus, so as far as you know, Shepard, that's pretty much really consistent characterization.
All evidence of its existence. Saren knows you are searching for the conduit. He knows you are following his steps. He attacked the Thorian so you could not gain the cipher.
These are both asking the same question. Now you don't even need the dialogue to trick you into thinking they're different ideas. They're just the same question.
What's the cipher? And why did Saren need it?
The beacon on Eden Prime gave you visions. But the visions are unclear, confusing. They were meant for a Prothean mind. To truly comprehend them, you must think like a Prothean. You must understand their culture, their history, their very existence. The Thorian was here long before the Protheans built this city. It watched and studied them. When they died, it consumed them. They became a part of it.
So the Thorian taught Saren to think like a Prothean. How?
The cipher is the very essence of being a Prothean. It cannot be described or explained. It would be like describing color to a creature without eyes.
That's a really good analogy. I've always liked that.
You must have access to endemic ancestral memory. A viewpoint spanning thousands of Prothean generations. I sensed this ancestral memory, the cipher, when I melded with the Thorian. Our identities merged, our minds intertwined. Such knowledge cannot be taught. It simply exists.
There has to be some way, though.
I need that knowledge to stop Saren.
And Liara already knows the way. I just wish she had some input here.
Try to relax, Commander. Slow, deep breaths. Let go of your physical shell. Reach out to grasp the threads that bind us, one to another. Every action sends ripples across the galaxy. Every idea must touch another mind to live. Each emotion must mark another's spirit. We are all connected. Every living being united in a single glorious existence. Open yourself to the universe, Commander. Embrace eternity.
That's definitely one of the trippiest things with the Asari as a species ever, and it's really cool.
I have given you the cipher, just as it was given to Saren. The ancestral memories of the Protheans are part of you now.
What just happened? Are you okay?
I saw something. It still didn't make any sense.
You have been given a great gift. The experience.
Like, Shepard needed the memories first because he was touched the beacon in Prime. Now, which
I'll
also.
get you back to the ship where you can be monitored.
Oh my God,
I'm sorry you
Liara.
have suffered, but there was no other way. You needed the cipher. In time, it will help you understand the vision from the beacon.
Let's talk about the
Tell
ship
me more
now.
about this ship Saren has.
Sovereign is alien. I do not know how it was built or where it comes from. Its design does not match that of any known spacefaring species. It dwarfs any vessel in the Citadel or Alliance fleets. Its weapons are devastating. Its defenses virtually impenetrable. With it, Saren believes he is unstoppable.
Alright. We already know that it controls minds. There's no point in asking that.
I want to know more about Benezia.
Benezia was greatly respected among our people.
I know that it controls
minds. There's no point in asking. Even for an Asari. She was widely known as a teacher of philosophy and religion. She always sought the paths of peace and harmony. She joined with Saren because she hoped to turn him away from his path of destruction.
Instead, she became one of his most powerful allies.
As I mentioned before, Matriarch Benezia underestimated Saren. Be sure you do not make the same mistake.
So, I'm actually starting to... This is why I like the Artemis Tau and then the Pharaoh's progression. Going from, we need to rescue Matriarch Benezia's daughter... Matriarch Benezia's, we need to rescue the... oh. You know, yeah, I wasn't saying I was playing this without spoilers, so okay. Going from rescuing Matriarch Benezia's daughter to figuring out that Matriarch Benezia was actually not a willing member of Saren's coalition is more interesting to me than, say, if for some absurd reason you went to Noveria first and then figured all of that out, learned all that. It's just not as compelling a development of the mystery.
What else can you tell me about Saren?
There is little I could tell you that you do not already know. He's powerful, he's charismatic, and he is dangerous. Once I followed him, blind to his true nature. But now I see he's leading the galaxy into an age of darkness and suffering.
Is there anything else you can tell me about the Thorian?
When the creature enveloped me, I became part of it. But I still don't truly understand it. So alien, so ancient. Its exact age is impossible to know. It measured time differently. 10,000 years of hibernation broken by a few frantic centuries of activity. Its mind was awesome, magnificent. It transcended all classification. And now it is gone.
Don't tell me you feel sorry for that thing.
The Thorian was a unique life form. A sentient being that lived for 50,000 years, maybe more. There is nothing even remotely like it in the known galaxy. I am grateful you saved me from a life of thraldom. Yet I cannot help but feel some sorrow for the loss of such a rare and remarkable creature.
You know what? That's fair. The Thorian could have been the key to unlocking a lot of answers, but we'll never know them now.
There is nothing remarkable about me. I was merely one of Matriarch Benezia's disciples. For nearly 2 centuries, I followed her, learning at her feet. When Benezia revealed her plan to join Saren, she gave her disciples a choice. Only those who were willing had to follow her. Many felt her plan was too dangerous, but I believed in her. I thought she could turn Saren away from his insanity. Instead, we joined him in it.
Alright, that's about all we can do.
Now that you're free of the Thorian, what are you planning to do next?
If you allow it, I would like to stay here with the colonists. They have suffered greatly, and I played a role in their suffering. I would like to make amends.
The colonists will need all the help they can get. They'll be happy to have you on their side.
Having an Asari commando protecting them on top of everything else should definitely make up for the loss of Ethan, bootlicker to the maximum, Jung. For sure.
You did it. With the Thorian gone, we can start rebuilding for ourselves again. And we're free of Exogeni's threats. We're back to being just a little nowhere colony. Thank you, Commander.
Oh, thanks again.
I never thought I would be so thrilled to see a soldier. Forgive my previous inaction, but under the Thorian's influence, every thought was examined and filtered.
What will you do now that the fighting is over?
I may stay, try to recover my losses. I can have new supplies delivered within weeks. Perhaps the colony will survive after all.
So show me what you've got in stock now, Ledra.
Of course. Return in the future, and I may even have more to see.
Now we're at a high enough level to where we can get level 7 equipment from shops, which is really important because it means we're now at a level where we can... Yeah, we're definitely at that level. Basically, we're now at a level where we can actually purchase the most powerful
Thank you for everything you did.
Equipment in the game, which I'll explain next time.
I'm free. Thank you for giving me my mind back.
Thank you for
And they don't have anything else to say to us except general thank yous, which I've decided to do because there's nothing else to do here. We're done. We're done. And that's the Pharos colony arc. So basically, the end game with Shiala is the best part. Not the boss fight, but just talking to her and figuring out that plot twist with Benezia. What Saren's reasons for going for the Thorian even were, and then everything else. But it's also kind of unsatisfying because you can't really do anything about Exogeny. This is like the only game in the franchise they play an actual part in the story, and all you do, you can't ever bring them to justice, which is why it's so dissatisfying to actually talk about it too much.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress.
Commander, you look pale. Are you suffering any ill effects from the cipher?
The cipher shook me up a bit.
I might be able to help you. I am an expert on the Protheans. If I join my consciousness to yours, maybe we can make some sense of it.
Do it. Hurry. We don't have much time.
Relax, Commander. Embrace eternity. Incredible. All this time, all my research, yet I never dreamed. I am sorry. The images were so vivid. I never imagined the experience would be so intense. You are remarkably strong-willed, Commander. What you have been through, what you have seen, would have destroyed a lesser mind.
Come on, get to the point. What did you see?
The beacon on Eden Prime must have been badly damaged. Large parts of the vision are missing. The data transferred into the commander's mind is incomplete.
Alright. Well, okay.
Looks like we're back where we started.
Quite the opposite, Commander. I think my knowledge of the Protheans will prove useful before this is over.
Lyra, it's not that I never noticed this before, but why are... It feels like your right eye is smaller than your left one.
Saren must have,
and I have no idea why that's the case.
Maybe he found another beacon. If we can find the missing data from your vision, I can... Oh. I am sorry. The joining is exhausting. I should go to the medical bay and lie down for a moment.
We're done here. Dismissed.
I've sent off the Pharos report, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the Council?
Patch him through, Joker.
I mean, anything about Benezia and Saren needs to be told to them no matter what.
Exogeny should have told us about the Thorian. It would have made your job much easier.
Exogeny didn't even tell their own employees about the Thorian. Jesus Christ.
Exogeny tried to study it. Look how that turned out.
Perhaps it's for the best, then. At least the colony was saved.
Of course it was saved. Shepard would go to any lengths to help a human colony.
So, there is never any doubt Shepard would save it because it's a human colony. But when Eden Prime suffered an unprovoked attack, what do you say about what happened to the humans there, Spartacus? Spartus, if that's your real name? Refused to lift a finger to help? Cretin? Jesus Christ.
I never jeopardized the mission.
That's good, Commander. Stopping Saren is your primary goal. Everything else is secondary.
Goodbye, Commander. We will be waiting for your next report.
Good timing, Commander. We got a transmission coming in from the Citadel. Top priority clearance.
I'll take it in the comm room.
Commander Shepard, we've received information that may be critical to your mission against Saren.
I'll take all the help I can get.
We've received an urgent message from one of our infiltration regiments in the Traverse.
You mean spies?
Spectres tend to attract attention, Commander.
I mean, I'm not really... Well, okay, of course someone... Of course a diplomat would call his spies something a bit less, you know, politically inconvenient.
This particular unit was gathering intel on Saren.
What did they find?
Why wasn't I told? Because these people don't completely trust me yet. I can understand that from context clues.
Where they can't set up proper interstellar communications. But the message was sent on a channel reserved for mission-critical communications. Whatever they were trying to tell us, we know it was important. Considering your interest in Saren, we thought you might want to investigate this. Find out what happened to our team. The signal originated from the planet Vermeer.
I'll look into it.
The Council prefers not to become involved in the specifics of Spectre activities. We only want you to be aware of all your options, including Vermeer. Good luck, Commander Shepard. We will keep you advised if we learn anything else.
So, the next main story mission is technically supposed to come up as an emergency stop, as in, what you're supposed to do is take care of all your business beforehand and then go to Vermeer post-haste. But you can save Vermeer for the last story mission if you want to. It's up to you.
Hey, Commander, next time we touch down, let's try not to park the ship in a colony of mutant zombies. Just thinking out loud here.
I have to go.
Alright, see you.
We'll try to do that next time, Joker. We'll try.
At ease, NPC. That really does look homoerotic. Jeez.
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I'm glad there aren't many aliens like the Thorian. I don't think my stomach could take it. One of my cousins has an agribusiness. I was thinking of calling him. Maybe he can get some shipments into Pharaohs. I mean, now that they're cut off from the company.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
Well, they know about the stonewalling you've had from the council.
They deserve to know what we're up against.
They're on your side. They're pissed about the resistance we're getting, especially from our side. I'll have a better handle on all of it when my head stops hurting. Another L2 flare-up.
Ever thought about going back under the knife? Maybe get an upgrade?
Like me?
No, thanks, Commander. One slip and you can't remember your own name. The L2s spike higher anyway. My abilities would drop with pain-free L3s. It'd be a cold day before I turn myself over to a Canadic subsidiary.
Got a story there, Olenko?
You know the records about the biotic trading out on Jump Zero? They're all classified. Because the Alliance made mistakes. After first contact, Canadics was set up to track Element Zero exposures and develop implants for humans. Once we had an embassy on the Citadel, Canadics could bring in experts instead of taking it slow.
Is there some reason we couldn't learn it on our own?
They didn't know where to start. Hell, it took a couple of years to even link biotics and EZO. Forget trying to get the kids to move stuff. They had trouble just helping them not break their own limbs. And their choice of teachers didn't help much.
The only experts would have to be aliens.
Might as well get some debriefing out the way. I'm getting a surprising amount of Caden dialogue, all things considered, but I wish I could say something about the Canadics thing.
We just fought a war with them.
The Asari would have been more acceptable than the Thorians.
Yes, but the company didn't go through the Citadel. It would have made Earth look weak, so they discreetly hired some Thorian mercenaries.
Get your knuckles rapped a few times, Lieutenant?
Yeah, you could say that. Our instructor was a Thorian by the name of Commander Vernus. A real hard ass. He basically had a free pass to break us if it would turn out a decent biotic. Kind of spiraled from there, Commander.
Did he ever face charges for that?
He got his, yeah. But like everything else at Jump Zero, it was under the table. The less said, the better. Anyway, this is ancient stuff. I walked it off a long time ago. I should get back to my duties, Commander. We're here to make history, not rehash it.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
I get the feeling you want to ask me something, Commander.
Maybe we could pick up where we left off. You were telling me about your interest in the Protheans.
Hello, love interest.
I think I was talking about my interest in you, and making a fool of myself in the process. As I said, I am not used to dealing with people, especially humans. I did not really know much about your species when we first met, Shepard. I found it hard to take humanity seriously. Your kind always seemed so rushed and high-strung.
Yeah.
We don't have the luxury of time. An Asari can live for 1,000 years. We're lucky if we hit 150.
That type of thing, time really does impact a lot of our actions and our reactions to things.
However, I think it may actually be an advantage. You humans are creatures of action. You pursue your goals with an almost indomitable determination. It is an admirable trait, but also an intimidating one.
You're scared of us?
Unfortunately, the rest of the galaxy sees humanity as something of a bully. You run over anyone in your path to get what you want. It is up to people like you to change their minds, Shepard.
I'm doing the best I can, Liara.
Yeah, it's a thankless job, but someone needs to be, you know, the one that bleeds by example.
Special in you. The best of what humanity has to offer. I looked into your history. I know what you did during
Everyone looked into my history today.
A remarkable display of courage and heroism.
Why am I even surprised? Why do I... Oh my god.
You didn't need to go behind my back. I would have told you whatever you wanted to know.
It's the most polite way you can answer that, since it's defaulted to the Paragon option.
After our last conversation, I was afraid I would say something stupid again. I wanted to know more about you. To understand what made you into the man you are. There is something compelling about you, Shepard.
Are you sure you're interested in me? Or is it my visions of the Protheans?
I admit, your connection to the Protheans had something to do with my initial interest. But it has grown beyond that. You intrigue me, Shepard. But I was not sure if it was appropriate to act on my feelings. I thought there might already be a relationship between you and Chief Williams.
No, it's really not serious.
Williams and I are just friends, nothing more.
My mistake, then. I am not as adept at understanding human relationships as I thought. But what about us, Shepard? Is there a mutual attraction, or was I wrong about that too?
No, you were right. There is something between us.
I knew it, and I knew you felt it too. But does this not seem rather strange? Why do I feel so close to you? We have only known each other a short time. We are from two different species. We have almost nothing in common. This makes no sense.
These things never make sense. They just happen, and we get swept up in the storm.
That's probably the best way to describe how actual romantic attraction works.
So dangerous.
Huh.
A little danger makes things exciting.
This is all a bit overwhelming. I am not used to this. You. I need some time.
No problem.
Take all the time you need, Liara.
No problem.
I'll be here.
Thank you, Shepard. Let's just talk about something else for now.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Oh, sorry. Love interest. Oh, the rest of the guys keep saying it's a bad thing. Golden bucket. Hold on a second. Timestamps. Okay, hey there, Golden Bucket. I wasn't aware you were watching.
Before I go, you said you're serving with Commander Shepard now? We saw him on the news here. He's cute. Later, sis.
Tell me you didn't hear that.
Yeah, that's all.
You're a sister, I assume?
Until I get home and kill her. That's Sarah, the youngest. Surprised to see you here, sir. Thought you'd be chatting up, what's her name? T'Soni?
Yeah, sure. Of course.
Liara, why would you think that?
Scuttlebutt says you got a bit of a thing for her. I could understand why. The crew's off limits with the regs against fraternization. And at least she looks like a woman.
I don't see how my personal life is any of your business, Chief.
It's not. I just thought we were getting along pretty well, sir.
I'm not interested in you. I thought I'd make that pretty clear when I shut down your fraternization back on the Citadel.
I think I gave you the wrong impression.
No worries, sir. Probably for the best anyway. The regs frown on fraternization. I won't keep you anymore. Have fun, Commander.
That's messed up. Can we not talk about your family life?
Commander?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
Gotta admire those colonials. That's about the worst place for a colony I've ever seen. Given the option, I'd get the hell out of Dodge.
Do you have a few minutes to talk one-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duties squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Dismissed, Chief.
Sir.
There's not going to be a later, unfortunately. Simply because, well, there are going to be plot reasons why there won't be a later for you, Ashley.
Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
Good to see you smiling again, so to speak.
I'm sleeping much better now.
But yeah, no, for seriousness, the fact that we cannot learn anything about Ashley's family life if male Shepard chooses not to romance her is very silly and very disappointing.
Something to bring back to the flotilla.
What are you hoping to find?
Very silly.
Usually people bring back something like a derelict ship we can use for salvage. But I need something bigger. There's a lot expected of me.
What's so special about you?
It's my father. He's the senior member of the Admiralty Board. He's one of only 5 people who can overrule the decisions of the Conclave for the good of the migrant fleet. My father is responsible for the lives of 17 million people. Our entire race is in his hands, and I'm his only child.
So are you some kind of heir to the Quarian throne or something?
No, it doesn't work that way. My father's position isn't hereditary. I'll probably never serve on the Admiralty Board myself. Officially, I'm just the same as any other citizen. But it doesn't work that way in practice. People have always treated me differently because of who my father is.
You must get all kinds of special privileges.
I probably had it easier than most growing up, but it's not all good. People like my father have enemies, and they're not above using me to get to him.
It must be tough on you.
My people place a high value on family and ancestry. There's an unspoken expectation that I'll live up to my father's example. Everyone's waiting for me to do something great on my pilgrimage, something that will forever change our lives for the better. If I don't, it's like I failed, and that reflects badly on both me and my father.
The work you're doing here is more important than anything any Quarian has ever done before.
Yes, I know. But you have to understand Quarian culture. We're a very insular society. The events beyond the flotilla don't much matter to the average citizen. Our greatest dream is that one day we'll return to our homeworld and drive out the Geth. But even if we stop Saren, that's not going to happen. There's still millions of Geth behind the veil. Until they're gone, our exile will continue.
What would you need to bring back to make everyone happy?
Something that would help us better understand the Geth. They've changed significantly since the exile. They've continued to evolve. We've done our best to study them, but it's not easy. They're very reclusive. Until recently, they never went beyond the borders of the Veil. And all the Geth we run into now are under Saren's control. We'd need to find Geth operating on their own, independently. But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
I should go.
See you later.
What do you want, Shepard?
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Such as?
I think we're at the point we're going to be getting everyone's particular side quest at this point. Like, everyone's going to get their original thing here.
Why not stay and help your people?
I tried to help. That's why I had to leave.
What happened?
I was betrayed. I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Thorians. But he was old, and so were his ideas. He wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight. Thorians, Solarians, each other. It didn't matter who, as long as we were fighting.
What did you want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up. His ranting. I wanted him to stop. But he couldn't understand. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
I take it the warlord...
So, what happened to the ward?
No.
Jared, the warlord.
He arranged a crush with the tribes. A meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk. We met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from, and where we all go. It's as sacred as any Krogan place can be. Violence is forbidden.
It sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well, there are some laws that even we hold sacred.
Jared was your father?
He was.
Oh, this part of the story always gets me because it really just encapsulates everything that's happened to the Krogan as a species since the Genophage. Jesus Christ.
His men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly. I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest. That is why I left, and that's why I'll never go back.
You must have family other than your father. Don't you miss them?
You trying to make me cry, Shepard? I've got some unfinished business with my family, but that's all.
What kind of business?
Before I left, I made an oath to my father's father. I swore to recover my family's battle armor. It was taken from him after the uprising.
Who has it?
Originally, it was taken by the Thorian military. We weren't allowed armor or weapons after the war. Now, it's in the hands of Ton Actus, a Thorian scum who collects relics from the war. He's made millions selling Krogan artifacts that were stolen from my people. He's got several bases where he stores his goods, all fortified and guarded. I just don't know which base has my family's armor.
We'll look for it then.
Just tell me where to start looking.
I'll upload the data to your nav system. But Commander, I want to be there when you find him.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
And last but not least.
Commander, good to see you. You've been with CSEC a while. Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
I'll bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
What happened? Why were you investigating them?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
You've seen this before on the Citadel?
Every so often, some lab sells unwanted parts through the black market, but they're not as bad as the psychos. I remember this one Elcor diplomat we caught in my first year on the job. He was hacking people up and selling their organs. Had the station in a bit of a panic.
But this case wasn't that clear-cut.
Turns out there was more going on than we first realized.
So how did you figure out what was happening?
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Thorian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Thorian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab, hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development. But there was nothing. No Salarian hearts, no Thorian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
Hold on. Kelly, can you? Okay.
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want...
This is the part of the story that really just makes me go, what? Because Jesus, but...
It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying.
And that's always a line that makes me realize why it always stops me.
Somebody's making a killing out there.
What did you do about the geneticist?
The same question. Oh my god.
To see if I could get them to talk.
It's like, jeez, man. Did you just expect people to only play this game once and never notice?
Good thinking. Blackies are always easier to scare.
Exactly. Though in this case it paid off in a different way. One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess. But only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
I hope he got what he deserved.
That's the worst part. We never caught him.
Wait.
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space station.
Sometimes the simplest explanation is the most diabolical.
He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel. I told them those hostages were dead anyway. He just used them to make more organs. But they wouldn't listen.
This is the hardest Paragate question I could even imagine answering. Like, this question here genuinely dictates how you're going to go with Garrus in the future.
No wonder you hated it there. Those idiots just let him fly away.
Yes, they did. I went to Palin and told him what I thought of him and his policies. He said if I didn't like it, I could quit. Well, I almost did. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
I suppose I can see both sides. But what's done is done.
I suppose. Can't waste too much time worrying about it now. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Salion?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something.
Yeah, I think straight up, there's no good or bad choice. It's just my Shepard got caught up in the emotion of the moment and is thinking about what he would have done in that situation. But not that moment passed, he gave his opinion in the matter and realized it was too complicated for a yes or no, or a straightforward right or wrong way to do something.
But Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Salion, I want to be there when you find him.
And you will. So, in addition to everything else, the next episode we're going to be doing more side quests, and we're going to be doing pretty much, I think, both Garrus and Rex's side quests at the same time. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you when we get Rex's family armor and bring Dr. Salion to justice.